Hello and welcome to the Hounding Harmony Dog Training Podcast, the show that helps you go from chaos to calm with your dog, one episode at a time. I'm Emily, a dog trainer and licensed veterinary technician, here to give you practical tips, real-life strategies, and the confidence to raise a well-behaved, obedient dog without the overwhelm. Let's jump in and create a calm and connected life with your dog. This is one of two types of interviews that I plan on bringing on the show. This specific one is what I would call an everyday owner that has reached harmony with their dogs. In the future, I look forward to bringing more professionals on the show to bring more insight on that side of things. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation with Brittany, all about bringing home an older dog with little to no socialization and working through that fear and anxiety with them. Welcome back to Hounding Harmony Dog Training Podcast. I have with me today a dear friend, Brittany. Oh my gosh, what is your actual last name now?
It's Blair.
Blair. I always try to say pellets and it's not.
I know,
Brittany,
it's hard to get used to.
It's a struggle. I think I still need to change it in my phone, so that's not helping at all.
Yeah.
But Brittany Blair, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your experience in the canine space?
Yeah. So I went to college for vet tech. I went to college with Emily, as it happens. And I learned a lot there. Honestly, I learned a lot from Emily about dogs.
Flattered.
My first dog was Ruby. She was the first dog that I ever brought home and had with me all the time. She was mine. Before that, we had farm dogs, family dogs, stuff like that, but I wasn't really attached to those ones. Yeah, now after college, I still have Ruby and got married, and my husband has two dogs, Minnie and Bandit, and so those are now my dogs by by marriage. And then I just got a puppy that we rescued from, well, we got him at the vet clinic. Someone brought him in, found him on the side of the road, and so yeah, I just got him this last fall. So he's still in training.
I didn't know about the new puppy. What kind of dog is your new puppy?
Oh, he's a mutt. He looks like he has some pit bull and some lab and maybe a few other things.
And you worked as a vet tech up until just a few weeks ago, right?
Yes. Yeah. I started out right after college. I was in a clinic, and that was large animal, small animal mix. And then I took a break for a couple months and got back into another vet clinic. And then I worked there for about a year, and that's when I had my first baby. So then I took about a year off, and then last September I started working at the clinic again. And then we're going to have another baby, so taking some time off again.
You talked about Ruby earlier. Go ahead and tell me, what breed is Ruby and what's your dynamic with her like?
Ruby is an English Shepherd. When I got her, she was super, super timid, so timid that I could not even touch her. She was super scared. Honestly, it's wild to think how far she's come, because now she's super happy. She loves to play. She's not shy. And honestly, she's not shy with other people as much either, which is super impressive.
Yeah, because you've had her for 4 years now, or would be 5?
It'll be going on 5, yeah.
Maybe even 6. We were in college a long time ago.
Let's see. Graduated high school in 2018. I think I got her in 2019, actually.
And she was already 9 months when you got her, right?
I think she was 11 months, 9 or 11, somewhere around there.
Okay, so she was established in her previous routine, and so you had to deal with a lot of bad behaviors or just undesirable.
Yeah, she was honestly mostly just untouched. She didn't have any social interactions, hardly, I don't think.
So how did you end up finding her, bringing her home?
I used to babysit for a family from where I grew up, and they had gotten 2 dogs from a place. I don't know if they were breeders or what, but apparently that place had not really taken care of them very well. So they kind of rescued them from there. And then once they got them home, they realized that Ruby was going to take a lot more work and attention than they could give, because they also have 4 kids. So they put her on Facebook, seeing if anyone would want her. And I saw it and I'm like, yep, I want that dog. It was over Thanksgiving break, so I picked her up, I think probably the first day of break when I got home, and I brought her home with me.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, what better person to take a high needs rescue than a single young vet tech? Like, there's no better scenario for someone to take a dog like Ruby.
Yes. And the time of like being in college and having that extra time to be able to spend with her was, I think, really, really crucial.
What were your first few weeks after Ruby came home like? Was there anything that really surprised you or anything like that?
Yes. So I got really, really discouraged after like 3 days of having her, just because she wouldn't let me touch her. Like I couldn't pet her. I couldn't really do anything much with her besides, just like kind of be in her space. And so that was really hard. I'm pretty sure I called you and was like super devastated. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. But it just, I don't know. It just took a lot of patience. Let's see. I can't even remember that first week, but I got one of those. Well, we had an old retractable leash and I just cut the handle part off of it. So I attached her to that, and then I just let her, we went outside and I held the end of it, so she had like a lot of space to like walk around, but I was still attached to her, so she couldn't get away. So I think that really helped in like having her get used to me being near her all the time, but not like necessarily in her space.
I love that retractable leash, like repurposing, just like cutting the lead off. That's so smart.
You were so well. I love it.
Yeah, when you need a long line, you gotta do what you gotta do. Did you have a specific point where you noticed things started to click a bit better with Ruby, where she was more comfortable with you and started to kind of respond to praise, correction a little bit better?
It was so long ago, I don't really remember like a specific time.
That's okay.
I think it was all pretty gradual. Like, honestly, pretty sure I just hung out with her, and then I just tried new stuff with her, and if it didn't, like if she wasn't responding very well, like we would just change it up. It's like, I don't know, just kind of reading her and seeing what worked and what didn't work. She is very, very, very sensitive. So if I raised my voice at all, she would, this was at college, if I raised my voice at all, she would dive under the nearest vehicle and like she would not come out. She would be done. She shuts down. So I had to work really hard on controlling my voice and not getting frustrated and just really, really building my patience. And that helped a lot, just keeping my voice steady and like having a really happy, perky voice when she did good. And then just when she was bad, I did like a stern voice, but like soft. Because if it was anything else, she was done. She would shut down and I couldn't do anything with her. But yeah, so pretty much I was just in her space, tried to get in her space and like have her be comfortable with me in her space. Like if we were inside, I would lay down next to her if she was laying down, and I would just like slowly scoot closer and like see how far I could get. I honestly don't remember how long it took before I could touch her the first time. It might have been like a week. But yeah, just like consistently spending time with her, being in her space, but then also giving her like her space so she could be comfortable. I love kennels, like having them in their kennel, and that is their space to be like their safe place. Like feed your dog in your kennel, in their kennel, have their toys in their kennel, like it's their space where they can get away and feel comfortable.
I really love that you said that about the kennel because that really was like Ruby's safe haven because she was just so stressed in any other scenario. But when she could finally go to her space, that's when you could tell that she just like her facial expression, body language all changed.
Yes, absolutely. She still loves her kennel.
I remember in college, I was one also like kind of just at a loss of what to do with Ruby. Like, I mean, it took so long to see any progress with her, but I think the prevailing truth about this is like you just did not give up. You just kept doing the next right thing. You just read her emotions and you kept trying, and you're like one of the most patient people in the world because I know that I would have been like, I don't think I can do it with this dog. But you did. So I have like so much respect for the way that you took this dog that honestly, in my immature mind, because frankly in college we were all a little immature, in my immature mind, I thought she was a lost cause. But you pushed through, and I have so much respect for that, for you.
No, thanks. Yeah, I honestly, I love the lower energy dogs, and like your dog Coda, I'm so impressed with how you worked with him because he is so high energy. I would not be able to do it. So I think it's a personality thing. Like your dog fits your personality, and I think that's what you can handle.
That's absolutely true. Because your personality definitely lends to a more quiet, even keeled, soft dog. Whereas when I've had those dogs in the past, I've had to change like everything about me to work with them. Now only answer this question if you think it's different than what we've already talked about. The question is, what was the hardest part of building harmony with your dog? And I can remind you what I mean by harmony too, if that helps.
Yeah.
Okay. I know because it's kind of an ambiguous word to use the way I use it. So, harmony is when you and your dog understand each other, your expectations are clear, and you can handle just real life, everyday moments with calm confidence.
All right. Yeah. The big thing was just spending time with her and learning how she reacts to things, learning what she likes and what she doesn't like, and just like, I don't know, just building trust. And that just happens by spending time together. Yeah, no, Ruby and I went on a lot of walks, and I liked to just find a nice tree or something to sit next to, and we just hung out. It was a good time.
Honestly, I wonder if your experience with horse training really kind of helped with Ruby. Because, like, her life was kind of like a cult. Like, she was untouched. You got her when she was a year old, and, like, you had to let her come to you.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, I never thought about that.
How did you stay consistent when things started to feel hard and were taking longer than you expected?
That is a good question.
You're like, I have no idea. I just did.
Honestly, though, I think I just kind of locked in. I'm like, I want this dog. I love this dog. I'm just gonna do it. And I guess we just did it.
Yeah. Well, and in college, it's like, okay, these are my options. I do homework, I study, I eat, I sleep, or I go play with my dog.
Yes.
I do kind of miss like those days where my biggest priority or like worry was really just like training my dog. You know, like how we all would just like go and take our dogs out. It was just so much fun and so simple. And it was so effective for our dogs to like just
Yeah.
like a
Oh my
compressed
goodness.
learning
Yes.
time.
Yes. Oh, so nice. I wish we could go back. Maybe just for a little bit.
Okay, so we already talked about how having your dog used to being in a crate or crate trained is really a great tool for you. Are there any other routines or tools that you swear by?
I think just making sure you have quality time with them every day. like giving them attention and going for a walk or something. I have taken Ruby on so many walks. You can't even count. Like, I would take her on adventures, and she was with me everywhere. I think when you get really good dogs is when you take them everywhere and you expose them to everything. Like, Ruby used to get car sick when I would drive back and forth from college, but she doesn't anymore because she got used to it. And like, she just goes with me everywhere, and we worked through like any issues she had while I was doing everything with her. So it's really good to be able to take your dogs with you, because then they get exposed to new things and you can work through any issues you have when you're experiencing the new things with them.
It totally does. I love that because they just like acclimate to your life. Like every obstacle that they could face, they're going to face it with you. And if you have that mindset of making every moment a teaching moment, like not letting things slide, like just helping them work through things, you're going to naturally get a really well-adjusted dog.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. I also swear by the walks. Anytime I have like a client or a friend that's like, my dog is doing XYZ, what do I do to fix it? I'm like, well, how do they walk on a leash? Can you take them on a walk? Are you comfortable? How about you start taking daily walks and you're going to see so much change.
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely an adjustment when we moved into town because I had to have her on a short leash, and we hadn't really, like, most of my time with her, I'd had her on that long leash or off leash, which she still knew how to walk on a short leash. Like, I taught her that. I think that was in college. I still taught her to walk on a short leash, right? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, she adjusted once she started making progress. Like, she was like your dog, but it just took a long time to make that progress.
After college, I had her off leash all of the time. So when we got into town, she had to readjust to being on a short leash for her walks, which she did really good. I could just tie her to the stroller after I had my first baby. I would take the stroller and I could tie her to it, and she wouldn't pull on it or anything. And yeah, I actually took her for a walk today off leash around town, and she was fine. Like, she knew to stay close to me. And actually, if I had to watch her a little bit closer because there's squirrels and birds and everything. But I could tell, like, when she saw something, her ears perked up. I'm like, Ruby, leave it. Then she would come back to me and she would just be okay. So that was actually really impressive because I haven't worked with her as much as I used to. And so just being able to have still that training in place is super cool.
Yeah, well, you put in all the hard work beforehand. Now there's all that foundation that you can just kind of pick it up from where you were. I mean, she'll be a little rusty, but you can also read her body language. Like, if you just ignored her pert ears, she'd be gone in like 20 more seconds. But you can tell what she's focusing on.
Yeah, that has happened. Like, if I'm not paying attention to her and she sees something, she will bolt. But I can usually get her back within a minute at the most.
Yeah, you know she's going to come back, and you know that she's most likely not going to cause any damage. So,
yeah. Yeah.
The important things. So, how do you balance life, family, work, all the things that, are part of a full life, with training or being present with your dogs? And you can kind of lean into your new puppy with this question because Ruby's in a maintenance phase. You're not really teaching her many new things. But yeah, take it however you want.
I will take the kids outside. The dogs get to come out and they play in our yard. And honestly, it is so nice having Ruby in with Chase, our new puppy, because he just kind of does what she does. And so I think he kind of learns from her as well as any training that I do with him. And I feel like I haven't hardly done any training with him, but he's still like learning, and he's doing really good. I shouldn't be surprised by that, but I am. And he's just, I don't know. I really like having the puppy with the seasoned dog. But yeah, he obviously is still in training, and I haven't had a ton of time to work with him yet. So he just knows the basics right now.
Something that I was thinking about, I've been learning a lot about like educational styles with children. And there's like structured education versus like unstructured, like just like play based or independence based. And I think the same is very true for dog training. You'll see old cattlemen, they're like, oh, well, I didn't train him anything. Like he just knew what to do. Well, you did train him, he just didn't have much structure for that training, which is fine because it worked. But the way that we trained our first dogs was very highly structured. And so it's kind of cool to see that you can have these two types of, well, structures, no structure versus structure, and still see some good results, especially with Ruby doing a ton of the communication for you. That was something that I found true too with Drax and Coda, is that Drax caught on so fast. And I was like, he's a bulldog. He's supposed to take a long time to train. But I know Coda was doing a lot of middleman. Like, hey, we actually live life like this. You need to get on the program.
Yeah, that's awesome. Even with jumping, like he used to jump a lot, but now I don't even feel like I worked with him on jumping, and he does not hardly jump on anyone now. I'm like, this is great.
That's so cool. And I mean, you also have a lot of ingrained knowledge about dogs to where you like will naturally encourage and discourage behaviors just by like your body behavior. Like I'm sure you didn't just like pet him up here when he jumped on you.
Oh no, he was down right away. Yeah. And then especially with James being so little, I definitely tried to get that stopped super, super quick.
Did you try anything, and this could be with any of your dogs because we've kind of moved on to the broader scope of things, but did you try anything that really did not work for you in your dogs when you're training?
That's a hard question to answer because if it didn't work, then I probably pushed it out of my brain and never thought about it again.
Yeah, you just adjusted as quickly as possible.
I guess I can't really think of anything specific.
No, that's a great answer too, because it's important to be able to know when you need to pivot your strategy. Is there anything that you would say to someone who just brought home an anxious dog and is feeling overwhelmed?
Patience. Patience is key. And just like if you're able to just be with them, like let them be in a relaxed state and you're relaxed right next to them, and just have that like chill time so that they can get used to you and realize that you're not a threat, you're not hurting them, you're not causing them stress, you're there and you're also a safe space.
I love that. Is there something that you wish you knew earlier in the process?
Controlling my voice earlier in the process probably would have helped speed things up. Yeah, because I just remember so many times where I would lose my patience and I would get upset and like she would just shut down and then we couldn't do anything. So really controlling my emotions and like building my patience would have helped a lot.
I really do think that God gave us animals to help us like learn these things. And then now that we have kids, we're able to be like, we're more refined, you know?
Although I think kids are a little bit harder.
I agree. It's because a dog is rarely vindictive.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Right now, I'm sure you're experiencing this too with James, but Judah is distinctly like in the mindset of a 2-year-old. He was a sweet baby for 18, 19, 20 months. And then all of a sudden, I have a sassy, pubescent toddler.
Yes. Oh my goodness. James like gives me all these faces and I think he knows how to roll his eyes. He like does this eye thing at me. I'm like, where did this come from?
It's hard stuff. And you're always having to adapt because they change the rules all the time. Very, very last question. And I think you should use this as your mini soapbox as a vet tech to air your grievances or educate the peoples. Is there anything you wish more dog owners understood?
Not every dog is for every person. I think you really have to look at your lifestyle and how much time you have. Do not get a high maintenance, high energy dog if you work all the time. Definitely try and match your dog with your situation because there's so many dog options and you can find one that fits your lifestyle.
Yes. Yes, I love that wisdom. There's so many dog owners that are unhappy because they simply picked the wrong dog breed.
Yeah.
Okay, I have some quick fire questions for you. That means I want you to not think about them very hard. And if you have a dumb answer, it's okay. I'll either cut it out or leave it in because it's funny, okay?
Perfect.
What is a breed that you have always wanted?
Pitbull.
That is true. You've always loved them. Do you have a favorite training treat?
Dog food.
Amen. I thought you were going to say that.
I don't buy treats. I use the dog food. Honestly, I don't even use treats. I always did praise with Ruby because she wouldn't get close enough to me to eat a treat.
Yeah, she was too nervous. Do you have a favorite way to burn your dog's energy?
Walks. Swimming.
And what is Ruby's love language?
Speaking? What's the...
Oh, words of affirmation.
Yeah, affirmate that one.
And the very last one, who is more stubborn, you or Ruby?
Me.
That's true because you won.
Yeah.
She caved.
Yes. She always is just a little pushover, which I am too, but out of the two of us, I'm more stubborn than she is.
Well, you know, that's kind of a good quality to have as a dog owner. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate your expertise.
Yes. Well, that's the only expertise I have in dogs. You got everything else.
Thank you so much for tuning into Hounding Harmony Dog Training. If you found this episode helpful, it would mean the world to me if you'd follow the show and leave a quick review. This helps other dog owners find the support that they need too. For more tips, training help, and encouragement, follow me on TikTok and Instagram at HH_dog training, or you can check out the resources in the show notes. Until next time, keep hounding that harmony.